So a man celebrated nationwide for his community work is facing serious allegations. Let's take a look at what's being speculated and talk about what's really going on.
I can't ever stop. I got way too much to gain before the box. I got way too much to gain up at the top. That piece of don't compute.
What's the word, squad? And welcome back for another reaction. Got a good one for you today. We got Officer Tommy Norman from the Arkansas PD. He was big on social media some years back. I want to say I probably seen him on social media. I want to say 2020, like around the pandemic. I think I probably saw him, but he's facing some allegations of domestic violence. But we about to take a look at it, man. See what they talking about. Shout out to the Family TV. I want to say the Family channel. That's what the video I'm gonna be watching today. I'm gonna leave a link in the description. You know what I'm saying? But without further ado, man, let's get into it and let's see what they talking about on this journal.
911, what's the address of the emergency?
Can I get a police officer to my house, please?
What's the address?
My husband is actually a police officer, and he's assaulting me.
Your husband has assaulted you?
Officer Norman is my husband, and he's assaulting me right now. Sorry.
Damn, it's a thing. That's a stereotype too about police officers. Yeah, it's because they got the hardest job in the world. They stressed beyond belief. But I mean, this is unacceptable, right? But damn, I wonder, like, that's a bad job, man. It's a bad job.
When they come out here.
Hey, Officer Norman, it's your best friend. I just wanted to let you know that I love you and I miss you and I'm praying for you. But a little update of what's been going on with me. I haven't been to the hospital since April, and I have my days where I can't get out of bed, but like nothing to the point where I gotta go back to the hospital. But I started back dancing and I made co-captain of my dance team. So I got that, and then I have my homecoming parade coming up, so I'm going to be performing and I'm going to be leading some of the dances because I am co-captain. And then I think that's it. But I love you and I miss you and I can't wait to see you, and I know that you're trying to come down here in February, but we have a surprise coming for you because February is too long, so stay tuned for that. Love you. Bye.
So I'm here loading stuff up in my truck. I got to get ready. I got to shave. And
so this is how I met the guy. This Officer Norman. This is how I met Officer Norman. He was in the communities of Arkansas. Like, you know, he was in the depths of what I don't even know if they would call it the hood. They probably would, but it looked like the hood, you know, underprivileged youths, and he seemed to be very genuine in his interactions with them.
all that good stuff. And the angel shows up, and he doesn't even realize the impact that's going to have on me. It's going to help me. Look, he got his arm on my shoulder. Davy's an angel. I don't care what you say.
Growing up, my dad once told me, you could do a million things right. The moment you do wrong, that's what you're going to be known for, at least for the moment. And for the most part, all the good you did just went out the window. And it seemed that applied for a well-known officer out of Little Rock, Arkansas, who we'll later discuss. A man who seemed to be forced to retire in the last 24 hours after almost 3 decades on the police force. Most known for his contributions to the community that was broadcast online. The same community he vowed to serve and protect, not to mention a place where he grew up. Some would say while on duty as an officer, he was the prototype on what an officer should be. His relationship with his community was unmatched in an environment where most of the residents were often African American. And of course, with him being non-African American, that made the mass majority of the world gravitate to his content. In the process, this man, who we'll later discuss, had gained millions of views and followers across the world. And very early on, he was considered a local star, who some considered a real neighborhood hero.
I wonder though, why does society do that? I mean, he's human, right? I think it's definitely the race thing. And see, we back to race. We're back to race, and this ain't even had nothing to do with it, but it literally does have everything to do with it. Because he's white, it shines a brighter light on the whole scenario, right? Because we know that history have said, but we ain't here for that.
You didn't say anything?
Sitting on the porch.
Sitting on the porch. You like sitting on the porch, don't you?
Yeah.
One of your favorite spots.
Them guys, though.
Huh? Looking at the guys?
Look at you.
Looking at who?
You. Uh-oh.
It's hot, though. That's the only thing about sitting on the porch. But at least y'all do have some shade on the front porch.
You got shade back there, too.
You got shade in the back?
Yeah.
Arthur Lee, what you got going on? Huh? What you say, Larry? How are you? Aaron, how are you? It'll be long. We'll have to head back to the barbershop.
Again?
Huh?
Again?
Yeah.
Again?
Yeah.
How I go with y'all again?
Yeah, you can go.
I'm going with y'all again.
It's okay for maybe another couple of weeks, but in a couple of weeks,
yo.
we're going to have to go, and we'll take Anthony with us, and we'll go to the barbershop. How about that?
We'll take him. Got this black on there. I'm hungry.
You hungry?
That's all you do is eat.
That's his middle name. The middle name needs to be Hungry.
No, hold it.
Aaron Hungry Woods.
I heard that.
You heard that?
Aaron
Aaron Hungry Woods.
Ain't nothing but a house.
Aaron Hungry Woods.
I heard that.
This is Arkansas.
Tina Smooth Operator.
I know you gonna say that.
Tina's a smooth operator. Just like her brother Arthur Lee. And Chatty Larry. Chatty Larry. I'll tell you what, I sure wish Tina would dance. It's too hot to dance.
Yeah.
Tina don't even know how to dance.
I know how to dance, huh?
You know you could dance. You could dance.
Sure can.
You could dance a lot. Dance better than me. I'll tell you that.
As you can see, this wasn't a guy who just served his community, but this was a guy who knew his community, developed a relationship with his community. But recently, the same officer has been in the news for all the wrong reasons. What seemed like a model cop for so many years was made an example by his own force that he worked for almost 3 decades. And with social media being the very reason you became a local celebrity, it became the very tool to help tear you down, or at least try to. Magnify your alleged flaws and put your family info up for the world to judge. Which leads us to why we're here today. So in this story, we'll go over the life of a man who never dreamed of being a cop growing up to becoming a cop what people reference to as a good/great cop, until a recent altercation with his wife was publicized, which led to more allegations for the world to judge. An altercation with his wife that led to a 911 call that will have a trickle-down effect after a night of drinking, in which some say was provoked or ultimately used against them as leverage. Born on August 22nd, 1972 in North Little Rock, Arkansas, was Tommy Norman, a young kid who had a nickname growing up as Bubba.
Mama said be here, we'd all be in trouble. Yeah.
Just like the old days,
My childhood name was Bubba.
Officer Tommy Norman and his siblings sit under one roof.
Tommy's words, he's 1,000% mama's boy.
A lot of stories were told,
You're bringing up a lot of memories that I actually forgot about.
and aside from the sibling bickering, they spoke on their love for giving.
Every one of them make a difference in people's lives because of my mom's legacy, because of the way my mom raised us.
The Norman family shared how their mother, Modena Mills, instilled in them to make others smile even when you don't feel like smiling.
This room wouldn't be full of love if it wasn't for our mom.
By the early 1990s, Tommy worked at a local hospital and with disabled youth. He learned empathy, service, and the importance of community support. But by 1998, Tommy would make a career change as a patrol officer for the North Little Rock Police Department. And because of his past employment history, he began building strong relationships in underdeserved neighborhoods. And during the 2000s, Officer Tommy became known locally for community-oriented policing. He started using his patrol car to deliver snacks, clothes, toys, and supplies to kids and families. He focused on connecting with youth, seniors, and struggling families instead of just enforcing the law. And in May of 2014, Officer Tommy would go to a local Walgreens in North Little Rock. And there, the police would meet a woman who he would later marry. They were in the same aisle. She was identified as Rosalind Nicole. They never had met before. She mentioned she had a kid. Officer Tommy mentioned that he had 3, who we'll later discuss. She was aware of his social media content. At that point, as mentioned, he was a local celebrity. She spoke kind to him, and they exchanged numbers, and the rest was history. 3 years later, in 2017, Officer Norman had decided to propose.
You're beautiful inside and you're beautiful out. And I just want to thank you so much for allowing me in your life. Rosalind and Riley allowed me in your life. And I didn't bring a gift to wrap. Hold on. But I want to ask the love of my life if she will marry me.
Took the ring out.
I want to see my ring,
Young boy
Arkansas
took
couple
the
tied
ring.
knot
That's
2 years
crazy.
later in 2019. In 2025, 6 years later, they did a news press where it seemed things were still going strong for the couple. Now, the reason you didn't see Officer Tommy kids around because at that point they were older. As mentioned, he had 3, but in 1999 he lost his daughter to unknown circumstances. And only months after that news segment had released on one of the internet's favorite couple, September 14, 2025, North Little Rock police would get a call from Norman's wife while at their home. She asked for police to come, insinuating that Officer Norman had put his hands on his wife. But people was quick to point out how calm she was.
911 with the address of your emergency.
Can I get a police officer to my house, please?
What's the address?
My husband is actually a police officer, and he's assaulting me.
Your husband has assaulted you?
Officer Norman is my husband, and he's assaulting me right now, so I think I'm out here.
Uh-oh.
I want him to leave.
Would you like an ambulance?
No, I don't need an ambulance. I just want the police officer to come here and to leave.
Okay, and what's your name? Okay, we'll have someone come out.
Thank you.
Emergency.
Hey, I was just calling to see if there was an officer coming to my house.
What's the address?
So,
Oh, yes, ma'am, we have the call in.
okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
That's it.
When officers arrived at their home, the couple was out front. Officer Norman was sitting in a chair on top of the porch, and his wife was outside at the bottom of the porch. Officers then proceeded to take Mr. Norman's wife inside to take a statement. He mentioned she clearly was in stress, crying and upset. Officers quickly observed redness and scratch marks on her chest that were visible above her right breast, indicating a struggle that had recently ensued. During the conversation,
Cooked. Now, how they gonna spin this? How they gonna spin this?
the wife stated that she wanted him to leave because if he didn't leave, she was in fear that he would hurt her. Sergeant Lynn then asked the wife if Officer Norman put his hands on her. At that moment, Officer Norman's wife became hysterical, covered her injury, and turned away from the officers. After a short while, she stated no. However, due to the circumstances surrounding the incident, it was clear that a physical altercation had taken place.
What?
The officer then asked her exactly how did he do it, in which she quoted, backhand, Tight motion demonstrated on how she was attacked, and according to officers, that motion was consistent with the injury that was observed on her chest. And then officer stepped out to speak with Officer Norman. And all this allegedly started because his stepson needed a ride from the movies, in which he already took care of before having one too many drinks, according to Officer Norman. Officer Norman mentioned that he allowed his stepson to go to a movie with some friends, and he was supposed to have a ride back home already set up. He mentioned he was in the house watching TV and drinking himself. He said he later took something to help him sleep because he had work in the morning, 9/14/2025. He said something occurred at the movie and their stepson no longer had a ride to get home. He stated that he and his wife got into a vehicle to go pick up their son. While headed to the movie theater, an argument ensued over recent allegations of infidelity. He stated that his wife began to hit him while he was driving, and he had struck her back in self-defense. Officer Norman had no injuries on him. Officers say they did observe bruising on his right forearm. He stated it was from the blood thinners he was taking. The officers attempted to speak to the son, but he didn't want to provide a statement. After the officers talked to one another, they decided to arrest Officer Norman for domestic battery. And for the very first time, he was now booked in the same place he worked for almost 3 decades, North Little Rock Police Department. And from that very moment, things would start to escalate online. Officer Norman would start to get hate and love. Some people would come out with allegations, and some people would still choose to support him. He was quickly released on a $300 bond. That didn't stop the internet from going crazy. And during that time, Officer Tommy alleged sexual misconduct allegations had surfaced online, at least the ones that was allegedly reported to his local police.
What? Don't start with that shit, man. The hell did he just say?
That didn't stop the internet from going crazy. And during that time, Officer Tommy alleged sexual misconduct allegations had surfaced online, at least the ones that was allegedly reported to his local police department. The allegations took place between 2015 and 2024. The first victim was Ayanna Speeds. She provided a recorded statement alleging Officer Norman solicited.
No. You're done. I don't need. You're done. You're done. It's over for you. Cooked. I don't care. I don't care. After this, whatever. What? Third-hand report from an attorney describes Norman's alleged involvement.
Sex for money and used his badge to manipulate vulnerable individuals. She came forward after Norman falsely claimed she had.
This is the problem, yo. What the fuck? What the fuck do you mean? The matter was referred to the FBI, but no internal investigation followed. Come on.
Wars. Another incident took place allegedly in 2015. Chief Davis.
I didn't know none of this.
A third-hand report from an attorney described Norman's alleged sexual involvement with teenage black girls, and one of them whom cried during the conversation. The matter was referred to the FBI, but no internal investigation followed. The next allegation would come in 2018. Julia White, Jessica, and Lisa Love. Multiple women reported that donations sent to Norman for vulnerable individuals were never received. They described a pattern of emotional manipulation, financial incapacity, and public shaming, all under the guise of community policing. The next incident come in April 2024.
This was last year.
Filed against Officer Tommy Norman by Young, a black woman from North Little Rock. Young alleged that Officer Norman provided financial support to her girlfriend, Ebony Luckley, in exchange for sexual favors while off duty. She further claimed that Norman attempted to interfere in their relationship out of jealousy, falsely told her she had outstanding warrant, and used his presence to intimidate her at her workplace. Social media quickly found the individual and asked her under a recent post did she make a claim, in which she responded, "Mind your business, ho." And just 1 week after he was arrested, with all the allegations surfacing online, North Little Rock Police Department had no choice but to come to an agreement with Officer Norman and letting him retire early.
Hey everybody, today is September 22nd, 2025. It's about 3 p.m. Central Time. I'm parked here in the old parking lot of the old police building here on West Pershing in North Little Rock. This is where I began my career 27 years ago.
And what? And then what? And then what?
Never thought that I would be a police officer.
There's no way these guys are not above the law. We know that. They're not above the law. So what do we do?
Never even thought I had what it took to go out here and protect the community, to serve the community. And it happened. It happened June 15th of 1998.
What happened?
One of the main reasons that I wanted to become a police officer was to get back to my community.
He joined the force in 98.
And I knew that police officers had such an opportunity to go out and make a difference, to get out of their police cars.
Yo.
The cap.
You need more people, bro. And I'm only going off of I'm going off of history. Yeah. Yep. I'm going off of history. You probably it's a lot of reports since the latest one was last year. Nah, something ain't right, bro.
To talk to people, to get to know people. And that's always worked for me.
I don't even want to hear him. Cause they let this man retire. What you mean let him retire?
Before June 15th of 1998, before that, sir, my Uncle Don doing something that you love. And thank you everyone for your prayers, for your support. And I often say that if you show up, make sure you come back. And I've came back for the last 27 years, but I'm not disappearing. I'm not gonna hide. There's a good chance you'll see me out tomorrow, back out in the community, but not in a uniform. I'm a civilian now. Thank you so much. Godspeed.
This story was a little different, but it was one I felt the need to shine light on. This really shows us how quick the tape was concerned. For almost 3 decades, Officer Tommy Norman built his name as the people's cop, known worldwide for his love and community. But now that same community is left torn. Love on one side and hate on another. His allegations of putting hands on his wife and involving with younger women and an early retirement overshadow his legacy. It's a reminder that no matter how much good you do, one headline, one accusation, one choice can change everything. At the end of the day, it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. And for Norman, that finish might not look like the fairy tale ending many thought it'd be, but is it over? Only time will tell.
Hey man, look. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments below, man. It's way too much information in terms of, I don't like the allegations. I mean, I know he was in the community, but once I start seeing stuff like that on your name, I gotta I'm cool off you. Cause that's vicious. That's a vicious joint. But and then they let him retire. So somebody gave they statement crying in tears. They forwarded it to the FBI and they never did nothing with it. That's not okay. But yeah. Let me know what y'all think, man. Shit. Till next time, squad. Peace.
I can't ever stop. I got way too much to gain before the box. I got way too much to gain up at the top.